Hello, everyone. We are back again. I am Eliza Bloom Robinson, and I am with my dear friend, amazing woman, Mary Rust today, and we are doing another episode of Voices of a New Humanity. Voices of a New Humanity are conversations about what's being birthed in this incredible time on our planet right now. A new humanity is showing up in so many different ways. And when I started talking about it, what I realized was that if you don't pay attention to it, you might miss it, and it might be really subtle, and yet it might be really profound. So I kept coming into people who were going, well, I don't really know what that means. So we started this Voices for a New Humanity to explore it, to make it really real, because what I want to impact to people is you are part of a new humanity. And so open your eyes and your awareness to what's being different. How are you being different? What's showing up different in your life and your world? So I've invited Mary here today. Mary is a brilliant spiritual fitness extraordinaire. She's got a new book coming out soon called Living Proof, another way of, I forget all the subtitle, but another way of healing and living, another way of living your life. Her story's phenomenal. We're not going to talk so much about her story today, but you'll need to look her up, and we'll post links to her in the descriptions and all of that. But when Mary and I met, maybe 3 years ago, something like that, or 2-3 years ago, we had this resonance, this spiritual resonance, and I don't always meet people who are like so spot on like Mary. Like she embodies what she teaches so brilliantly. So I just wanted to introduce you all to Mary and welcome. So I don't know, do you want to just maybe introduce yourself a little bit more and say hello to our listeners, and then we'll just dive into seeing where we go about this new humanity.
Yeah, Eliza, that sounds great. I sure appreciate you inviting me on just to share our different stories, because everybody has life experience that is valuable not only to themselves but to others. And I believe the new humanity is working more into unity consciousness and how we can live in unity not only with ourselves but each other, because they coexist at the same time. And I love how you introduced and how we met, because Eliza and I met at a meeting so that we could learn how to make an impact in the world. And at this meeting, this collective, I remember Rachel Jane said, go around the room and see who you have a connection with. And I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. And immediately I resonated. There were maybe 3 people in that room that I knew it was instant. And what's so fascinating about the new world that we are creating, it is an energetic resonance that will be drawn into each other and drawn into this physical reality. That is where I believe the new humanity is going to be birthed from, is from each and every one of us from the inside out. And so what a beautiful intro to introduce how we met, because that is exactly how Eliza and I met. There was an interior resonance between us that we knew we were supposed to be connected in some way. And
it was
yeah,
magnetic. Like
magnetic. Yes.
There you are. Like, oh, good to see you again. Who are you?
Yes, absolutely. And we're moving from the paradigm of Newtonian laws and physics, which focus very much on a physical world. And we tried to manipulate everything from the physical world. And we're moving into that quantum world, which is a deeper part and piece of who we are and what this reality is about, which is all energetic. And so when you talk about magnetism, well, what is magnetism? It's energy, right? We're drawing in that which we are, and it's an entirely different paradigm, and it's the most incredible thing. That's why I'm so excited to talk to you about it.
I know, and it's so, my theme for the year is miraculous outcomes. So fascinating, because what's happened since it landed maybe in December ago, I'm like, oh, that's my theme. It's like everything you can see, right, on one level, that everything unlike that is happening. And yet, even in the midst, or especially in the midst, or because of the midst, or whatever, it's like, and there's miraculous outcomes that are like, it's so lighthearted, it's so like sparkly, it's so resonant, it's so clean, and it's so super exciting because it in resonance is exactly it. It's like we line up to it and boom, 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 boom. It's so much fun to be playing in right now.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree with you, Eliza. And this is the thing. I wish people knew us, that we had no conversation about this, because my word for this next year was magic and miracles. And see, here's the thing, is when we connect to that universal consciousness, and we've had discussions about this before, Eliza, how we, even though we have very different backgrounds, we just met each other 3 years ago, and yet the concepts that were flowing through me were exactly the same concepts. Maybe the words were slightly different, but the feeling, the energy was the same. And this is what it's about, is connecting into the unity consciousness, the energy of the energy that creates worlds. And guess what? It's the same, because it's the truth of who and what we are from this deeper level, from this energetic spiritual source. And so you find these synchronicities and these coincidences happening with people that are resonating on the same level. Why? Because we're connected to the same source, right?
Exactly. And you said earlier, it's the collective, it's the individual, and it's the collective. And what I'm finding right now is that collective, it almost becomes collaborative.
Yes.
Like I was teaching a class recently, a couple of days ago actually, and it's for part of the unity world, but we were lining up, that's my thing right now, like lining up, like entering the quantum, just because we can that fast. We don't need any more 3-hour meditations to touch it, right? It's boom, it's right here. And then lining up for wholeness individually, and then lining up for wholeness collectively. And when we collect, when we collaborate in that, it pops it, it expands it, it quantum leaps it so powerfully. And I feel like that's a big part of what's different, is we are moving from individual to collective. And so we are finding each other more and more. And the magic that can happen in being in the conversations and being in the collective energy is so much fun.
It is. And that really is a key to some of the magic and miracles that we, I believe, are going to experience. Because when that collective energy comes together, in fact, I was listening to something by Bruce Lipton this morning. He talks about coherence, right? And so he talks about the waves. And when waves come together, like 2 drops in a water, and the ripples come together, when those waves meet with coherence, right, what happens? The wave that they form together exponentially increases, the power increases. When the waves hit, but they're not in coherence, they cancel each other out, which disperses the energy. And so I love what you're touching on. One of the key elements to creating the new world is bringing the energy of the new world together in the collective, so that energy can exponentially, not just double, not just triple, exponentially manifest. And so the messages that have been coming through for me, to deliver, is getting very clear within yourself on what those new energies are, and becoming a living expression of that energy. And it's not just, like you said, not just the 3 minute, maybe it is 3 minute meditations now.
Yeah, no. 3 minutes, not 3 hours. Yeah, okay, that'll work.
It's not about the stillness and the meditations, but actually embodying it and here's a key word for me now, integrating it into your life so that your life becomes the meditation, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And the meditation can lead you to that point, but you can also land in that point. I didn't hear Bruce Lipton's thing about the power of the waves, but that is exactly what we're experiencing. Coming into resonance, meeting, and that exponential, the other piece that feels really different to me. Now, I spent my whole career in spirituality, right? But spirituality in and of itself is fabulous. But what we're playing in now, the new humanity or the new spirituality has that power to it. Like that empowered, that embodied, that integrated, like you say, it is from the depths of our being and so much more than we've ever even begun to dream about yet up until recently.
Yeah. And the power and the support that we have energetically from all dimensions, all realms is 1000% there.
Yeah.
Be 100%, no, 1000.
1000. Yeah.
Right? And that's the beauty of it, is when we can let go of some of these old paradigms, these old thoughts, the old spirituality. This is entirely new. Entirely new. And it's not that the stuff that we've used before was bad. It was there for its time and its purpose, right? But we are entering something entirely new that is exponentially different.
It is so true. It is so exponentially different. So how is it showing up for you different? Because we keep saying different, right? But I want our listeners to go, oh, it's showing up for me like that too, but by hearing ours. So what are you experiencing? I mean, everything we've said is what we're experiencing different, but like if there was something a little bit more tangible in what's showing up for you, or what you're seeing that the new can be.
Yeah, so I hope I'm going to answer this question the way that you're asking it. And a little, yeah, exactly. A little backstory on that is, for me, in my past experience with my healing journey through cancer, and what my book is really about, which I know the book actually waited to come out until this time, because there was just something that needed to shift collectively for people to fully embody and understand how simple healing is. Because in the past, we've been so bogged down through the physical means or the treatments or something outside of us to heal us. And this new world is about the interior work. This is all about energy and your state of being. And what I like to call it is, what energetic expression are you in? Meaning your internal energetic state is basically your prayer or your message to the universe. It's not about praying anymore for, oh, I need this, I want this, oh, fix this for me. No, that's not what the energy is about. It is about your internal energy without words, the feelings, the perceptions, the beliefs, the emotions, and who are you in every moment of every day, because that is what you will draw into your experience, and it is how the new earth is going to be birthed, through each and every one of our energetic expressions. Did I explain that clear?
Yeah, you said it beautifully, and then you had
it. Okay, so an example of this, because it does help to, like, how does this relate to my physical world? You know, we can get something up here. We can read all the books. We can, like, see all the videos, all the movies, and intellectually we're like, oh, yes, I get it. I resonate with that. But until you bring it into your life and ground it into this physical tool, our bodies are physical tools of manifestation. They're like our sending and receiving machines. That's what our bodies are. They always have been, but now we're going to understand how they work. So, for instance, and I'm going to go on the, you know, the situation we're facing right now with the virus. that's going on, and the toilet paper crisis. Okay, does everybody understand that there was a weird, funky, strange, weird stuff going on with toilet paper, right?
Right. And how did those relate at all? I mean, diarrhea maybe, but like,
What was that about? Anyway, so true story. I don't really pay attention to the news a whole lot. I had no idea there was a toilet paper crisis happening. In fact, I remember going to the store a week before it totally blew up. And I noticed that the shelves were kind of empty. And I'm like, that's really weird. I wonder if they're having a supply problem. What's going on here? And I was getting down to like my last roll of toilet paper. I normally go to Walmart, get the big pack because I have a family and it's just easier to get the big rolls. And I was at King Soopers, which is a local store, and they were out of toilet paper. I'm like, well, I'm just going to get one because I know I'm going to go to Walmart and get the big one, right?
right.
So I got a roll of 6 rolls of toilet paper to get me through to the next couple days. Well, I had no idea there's no toilet paper on the shelves. Anyway, long story short, we used the toilet paper we had, the 6 rolls we had, and I was getting down to my last roll, and I'm like, very interesting, because everyone said there's no toilet paper out there, you can't get it. I'm like, whatever. So I practiced this embodiment, and I just sat with not the fear, not the lack of toilet paper in my being. I simply wrote my list down, set the intention that everything I need to provide for myself and my family will be available. If something is there at the store, I'll be able to purchase it if I need it. If it's not, no big deal. I will be taken care of by the universe. That was the energy that I carried. There was no attachment to outcome, which is a big part of it, right?
Big part of it.
Big part of it.
A lot, yes.
Surrendering to what is, knowing and trusting full well that the universe has my back. I am covered because I know who I am and who my support system is.
Yeah. Yeah.
By God, I went to the supermarket, and guess what was there?
Unbelievable.
Okay, this was in the middle of the crisis that nobody could find it.
Right.
And every time I needed toilet paper, because the rolls that I bought, they were only the 6-pack or 8-pack, I forget what it was.
Right, and with a household like you have, quick.
It was quick. And every time I needed it, it was supplied. Yeah. This is the energy of the new earth. All is provided for, right?
Yeah, so let's just, I know we're kind of over time already here, but let's just play with that for just another moment, because what you experienced is not a knowing, but a knowing. Mm-hmm. All I need is provided for. Yeah. And you live in that realm, juxtaposed with, oh my God, I'm not going to get what I want. It closes, it energetically, it contracts you and it closes you down. So for our listeners, if you've got any need, and we don't focus on need, any desire, we don't focus on that even, but just can you surrender into, what if all of my needs are met? Like, and feel like everything softens. Like, well, what if that's true? What if everything I need is already provided? I think that's a great place to wrap this conversation up, even though I know we could go another hour. So do you have a last comment, Mary? Anything you'd like to share?
No, it's really beautiful. And, you know, with that energy, and as Eliza kind of took you through that small practice, the feeling of everything I need is provided for, versus focusing on what you don't have, or focusing on the possibility of not having it.
Great.
Entirely different energy. And to play with that energy on how it feels in your body, so that when you shift into the fear, the lack states, you recognize it. And that is what the new world is going to require, is a mastery over our interior world. And it's not necessarily over it, because that's kind of the old energy, but working with it, moving with that energy and allowing the new energies to come in and love and support you, rather than being fearful. That's the old stuff.
That's the old stuff. Yeah. It's like, notice what you notice and then pivot. I mean, I used to do a pivot, but now it feels like notice what you notice and pivot. Just lift your vibration, because it's already there.
It's already there.
It's already there. And the new humanity is already there.
It's already there. Heaven on earth can be right here, right now. And so when you have worked with those energies, and it's the time to integrate it right here, right now. Am I living the new energies right here, right now? And if I'm not, thank God you notice it, because then you have the power of choice to shift into those states, because that is the most important key. And right now we are in a spiritual training ground with a lot of different energy going on. So
yes, we are.
Who do you choose to be? We're human beings. And yet we've been trained to be human doings, human workings, humans havings, humans needings. No, human beings. That is the key of the new world.
Yeah. And who is our beingness becoming as we step into the new?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am so grateful to you, my friend Mary. I'll post Mary's link information in the description to this video, but thank you so much for being here with us, Mary. And thank you so much, everybody who's listening and watching, for being a part of the new humanity now. We'll see you again real soon.
Bye.
Much love.